Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Yahweh Shabbat coming at you with another street teaching through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Alahayanawa Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in these scriptures. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Hey man, back out here with another street teaching, man. We living in some beautiful, very prophetic times. And hey man, I want to go ahead and start off in Revelation, the book of Revelations. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the number of the beast, Salakia, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So hey man, they moving forward with the C-HIP. You just had Elon Musk basically come out there and put it out that human trials as far as the C-HIP being implanted into the brain, those have begun, and that's a beautiful step towards Revelation 13 and 16. That's one of the last prophecies that gotta pop off, man. One of the last major prophecies that's gonna pop off before we get the hell up out of here, man. And things are gonna get tough, and you gonna really see who the Lord's men are, because hey man, food is essential. We all know that. And a lot of people, when they feel like they're not gonna have food or water, and they're not gonna be able to buy or sell unless they take their C-HIP, their MOTB, that's what they gonna do. They gonna bow down and take it. And once you take that, man, you can't repent from that. You know what I'm saying? And it is a physical mark. The word for mark in Revelation 13 and 16 is charagma. And that's Hebrew. And it goes into a mark or an imprintation, or basically an incision in the skin. And for you to take that chip, you're gonna have to take it either up here or in your right hand. And it don't matter if you get it in your right hand, your left hand. If you take that chip and you an Israelite, you a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American of the Commonwealth of the nation of Israel, you gonna be put to death, man. In whatever way the Lord sees fit. But more than likely, you're gonna be a part of that chafe for the missiles, man. Because Putin is pretty much saying that I believe he was talking to Tucker Carlson. He was saying that in so many words, man, a nuclear war is inevitable. A nuclear war with the United States is inevitable. I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine who's actually in the Army, and they said within the next year they plan on taking them to Taiwan. So you got this thing going on with Israel and Hamas, and he actually told me he was just there in the middle of that. And not to come down on this guy. This guy's he's a Jake. You know what I'm saying? But man, you Jakes that are caught up in this man's mess, you're gonna have to. You don't actually know the real war that you fighting is against Yahweh Shai and the holy angels at the end of the day, because that's who Esau is really preparing for a war with. On top of that, you got Russia, China, these Arab countries, so-called Arab countries. You know what I'm saying? All of these are enemies of the U.S. right now. So the U.S. Army is being spread very, very thin. And it's gonna come to a point where, when it's time to enforce martial law, you're not gonna actually have U.S. troops doing that. You're gonna have UN troops doing that. You gotta think. The borders are actually open to where they're letting these military-age men come across the border. They supplying them with money, food, shelter. Eventually, these are your UN troops. That's going to enforce martial law. That's going to enforce concentration camps. They're already here. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is actually moving the Northern Army far off. you know. And with that, you're gonna have mostly them. You're gonna have mostly UN troops enforcing martial law. You know, UN troops don't give a damn about your regular everyday civilian like, say, a US soldier would. You know, so, hey, man, those are going to be some perilous times, man. Let me get a precept. Something I've been meditating on here lately, man, and that's Joel 2:20. And it goes into how the Lord is going to actually move the United States Army over there and into the Middle East, you know, into a land that's barren. That's talking about Saudi Arabia, you know, and so on and so forth. This is Joel 2 and verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, which is the Euphrates, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. You know, so, hey man, the Lord is getting ready to move the United States Army, which that's already done happened. You know, so they're pretty much, for the most part, over there in that area, man. That's where they're gonna be. You know, and that's gonna make room for, you know, and that's gonna make room for Zechariah, I believe the 14th chapter. Yeah, you know, because the focus is, whether Jake know it or not, is on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The focus is on the nation of Israel, the true nation of Israel. I'm not talking about being an Israeli, or, you know, I'm not talking about the small hats. I'm talking about the true children of Israel, man. Who are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, who are here and scattered throughout the world, you know? So when they come, you know, you got to look up Project Megiddo. They're going to come for the men of the Lord as well, but they're going to come for Jake, man. You know, and that's that Rex 84 plan. You know, that's why they have all of these foreign troops set up here. They're going to enforce these things, man, that have been on the books for years, you know. And who do the UN have, who are they owned by? Who runs them? The elites, you know. They want you eating, they want you to eat the bugs, which that's kind of crazy, because in all actuality, you know, who was that man that ate locusts and honey? That was John the Baptist, who was Elijah for to come, you know, if you can receive that. He actually ate locusts, but when you go into the law, statutes, and commandments, there are certain bugs that are lawful for you to eat. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's kind of crazy, but the whole point is Esau wants more control, man. They don't want nobody farming. They don't want anybody, you know, having any access to meat but them. They don't have to do this, but they're going to, because they can, and because they're fucking wicked, man. You know, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know, Job 9:24. He covereth up the faces of the judges thereof, you know. And who are the judges, man? We are. You know what I'm saying? You know. Hey, the prophets, the men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know, so when it says they covered up the faces of the judges, that's your whitewashing, that's your destruction of of real history, of what was, you know. That's what Esau did when he came into power, and it's what he continues to do. You know, pushing that, hey, Yahushua was an Edomite, man. Pushing that the Lord is an Edomite, when it's all ass backwards. Yahweh and Yahushua, like the scriptures tell you, it is evident that our Lord sprung from Judah. So Yahushua, man, is a Yahweh and Yahushua are ultimate Judites, man. You know, and Yahweh is a Judite. You know, that's why he chose Jerusalem. That's why he chose Judah, you know, as the head tribe. You know, hey, Judah is a tribe that's nigh unto the Lord, man. That's why when King David, you know, he could have chose to go with the northern kingdom or the southern kingdom. He chose to go with the southern kingdom, and the southern kingdom made a statement like, hey man, you know, you know, we're more closely related to the Lord, man. And ultimately, it was just because Yahweh chose Judah and Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and you know, ultimately, the nation, you know, they split up after King Solomon. You know, the northern tribes and the southern tribes, but they gonna come back together under King David, under Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So the nation will be one again. You know, right now we still separate, but you got brothers in this truth who, you know, they know the truth, and we, you know, we come together, man. You know, it ain't no beef between us. You know what I'm saying? And it's a precept about that, you know, where the Lord goes into how Judah shall not vex Ephraim. You know, so, you know, it ain't gonna be no smoke between the tribes, man. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom of heaven, which is your pop, because we one people, bro. You know, and together, we the most powerful, talented, strong nation on earth, man. You know, but you know, they got us separate. You know, and ultimately, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua did that. You know, and going into the northern kingdom, they've been here. This was their land. You know what I'm saying? Before it was stolen from them by Esau. So when the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom split, you actually had the northern kingdom come over here, you know, so that they could keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And you see that with Issachar, you see it with Gad, you see it with Reuben. Issachar had their own version of the Ten Commandments, but it was very, very similar to the Ten Commandments that the Lord gave Moses, you know. I'm gonna get that in Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra 13. And this is Second Ezra 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king whom Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. You know, and you see proof of that. You know, different stones and lost lunas, you know, were written in Hebrew. You know, there's a certain accounts of Christopher Columbus when he came here. He brought Hebrew interpreters with him so that he could communicate with the so-called Native Americans. You know, so there's your proof, man. The proof is in the pudding. Those people were Hebrews, and they still here to this day. You know, scattered, you know, in different states. You know, and like I say, you got some of them that actually know who they are, but like you got some of them that think they under that banner of they're black or African American. That's all a bullshit social construct created by Esau to cause more confusion. You know, you had the tribe of Levi here. You know what I'm saying? You got them. Hey, Levi scattered throughout all the tribes. You know, the scriptures tell you that. But you had Levi here. Levi was kind of like in that Louisiana area during that time where the French had a stronghold here before they got booted out. You know, and then, like I said, man, you got the tribes that suffered a paper genocide, if you will. You know, they were taken from off the books and mixed in with Judah, and they all lumped us together and called us African Americans and Negroes, you know. So like I always bring that out, man, you got some Gad and Reuben that don't know who they are, you know, or they still under that they still under that banner of being a so-called African American or being black. You know, you got to think, man. Esau, these are the curses. These are proverbs and bywords, because that's not who we are. You know, we're not black people. We're not African Americans. You know? You know what I'm saying? Even the darkest of us, we're brown. You know, the tribes of Israel come in different shades of brown, man. You know, like you got Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans. A lot of them are very, very light. You know, but the scriptures tell you that Ephraim is a cake unturned. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, ain't no such thing as being black, and you can't be an African and an American, man. That's all bullshit put out there by Esau to further confuse us. You know, but the Lord is actually destroying that spirit of confusion that this man has, you know, that veil. You know, and I'm gonna get a precept for that. Let me see. There's a couple of them that come to mind. Bear with me, I can walk the shot. Get it in Obadiah because I know it's a precept in Isaiah that says the same thing, but I'm gonna get the book of Obadiah. You know, when Esau came into power, that was his job, to deceive the nations for a time. You know, but that time is up. So everybody's waking up to who this devil is, man. You know, and he's showing his horns. You know, via these elite. The elite, they're an enemy to everybody. You know, they're the ones commissioning for the air to be poisoned. Now, I just seen a video today, man. When you see them dropping chemtrails, those are soft metals that actually fall to the ground. They get into the food, they get into the vegetables, they get on the trees, they get on us, get into us. You know, so this man is literally the hairbringer of death, man. That's Esau. You know, the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They kill, steal, and destroy. That's their MO, and it always has been throughout history. This is Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? You know, so all of these secrets that were secrets, they're not secrets anymore. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is exposing this man. And that's how you know we in the end. You know, things that were hidden for a very, very long time have become common knowledge. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who's the man of sin? Esau, man. Esau, Edom. You know, I was getting into the spiritual power, you know, earlier, man. I was doing a lesson, and hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's men are gonna do some incredible things, man. You know, the Lord gonna give us the strength to withstand this devil when he comes and tries to roll on us, man. Like I said, Project Megiddo, you know, they're gonna come against, hey, the Hebrew Israelites, which they call us the black Hebrew Israelites. Notice, they always gotta put black on something, you know, because, you know, you gotta understand, words can be used to cast spells, and that's what this man does. You know, calling us black, having us call ourselves black, that's having us call ourselves evil, having us call ourselves wicked. And then we call them white as if they're not, you know, the most evil people that ever existed. Hey, thus saith the Holy Scriptures. These aren't things that, you know, we come up with, man. History speaks for itself, you know? So, let's see, what was I gonna get into? Yeah, I wanted to get into Isaiah, the 59th chapter. You know, so yeah, man, the elite, they gonna come for the men of the Lord, for the prophets, you know, and ultimately, you know, their desire is to prove us. Matter of fact, I got a better precept that I want to get. You know, they want to come against us and see, hey, if the Lord really dealing with us, man, and they gonna get they gonna be in for a very, very rude awakening. I believe that's the Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter. Yep. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be here hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart. You know, and I'm gonna skip down. Let's skip down. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Now, who does that sound like? Sounds like Esau Edom, but who's the head of that? Who's the head of Esau Edom? It sounds like Amalek. Those are the most money hungry, thirsty people that ever existed. You know, and those are your small hats, your J-ish people. You know, they're the ones who are at the head of everything that has to do with Esau. You're gonna find Amalek, man. You know, like just like you'll find Judah, you know, at the head of everything when it has to do with the nation of Israel. You know, Amalek is the head tribe, just like Judah's the head tribe. You know, and it always, you know, I always have questions like, you know, that's how, you know, people don't understand prophecy, because if the children of Israel were in that land, there would be no fighting, there would be no wars right now, you know? There will be no bombing and killing of children. You know, that's how you know Satan is in that land right now, man. You know, the children of Satan. So I'm gonna keep reading. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. Hey, that's, you know, the prophets, man, that's what we do. We come out here and rebuke these goddamn devils, man. And they hate that. They hate us for that, you know? He professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. So that's what they want to do, man. They want to come against us and see if the Lord is actually with us, man, and they will, you know. So let me get Isaiah 59, you know, because this Esau, you know, we know you're gonna roll on us, man, and we're not scared, you know. The Lord has not given us the spirit of fear. You know, we know, hey, all the prophecies got to come to pass for us to get the hell up out of here, man. And that, whether it be prophecies of war, whether it be prophecies of famine, death, and destruction, you know, we are resolved in our minds to stand steadfast and stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. You know, so it ain't gonna be nothing you can do to stop this truth from getting out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be nothing you can do to stop your downfall. Hey, your downfall is gonna come very, very quickly. This place is gonna be brought to nothing within an hour. That's why the scriptures say, I saw Satan fall like lightning. You know, that's a representation of how fast Esau Edom is gonna fall. You know, because Edom is the daughter of Babylon, man, that the scriptures speak about. You know, this is Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. You know, when the Spirit of the Lord lifts up that standard on his men, we gonna do some otherworldly things, man. You know, that's spiritual power that the Lord's gonna give us to either take flight, to defend ourselves. You know, I was going into how in 1 Kings, I believe that's 1 Kings, the 18th chapter, the last verse, it goes into how the Lord gave Elijah a special strength to run before Ahab in his chariot. You know, so the men of the Lord have always done incredible things via the Holy Spirit coming upon them. Samson, you know, fighting lions. King David fighting bears and lions, and then slaying Goliath, you know. Yahushua did some incredible things, man. The Lord could do stuff like appear and reappear, disappear. He walked on water. You know, he healed the sick. Yahushua did many things, man, and many things that were not written. And we're going to do things like that and more. You know, Yahushua is at the right hand of the Heavenly Father right now, man. Waiting on the go-ahead to take Esau out of power. You know, and that's what we waiting on. That's what we hoping for at the end of the day, because it ain't nothing left for us here. You know, you got to think, man, to you guys that got sore and got tired and went back into the world, being in the truth might have been it ain't easy. It's not an easy task. That's why many men, you know, many are called but few are chosen. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta be able to take the good with the bad, man. You gonna lose a lot, but you gonna gain much more than you ever lost, man. If you hold it down for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, so to speak, man. If you endure it to the end. And you got to be asking the Lord, man, for strength to do so, because shit gets tough, you know, and it'll make you want to but you got to think, why would I leave this truth suffering for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and go back into the world? You still gonna suffer, and you got to think, man, the Lord ain't gonna have no pleasure in you for turning your back on this work, you know. Gonna have it. There's a very, very sore judgment for those men who either you change the doctrine or you just stop teaching altogether. You know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua ain't got no respect for you men, man. You know, and you lost all the righteousness that you did while you were in the truth. It don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you worse off when you leave the truth than when you came in. You know, you had one demon on you when you were in the world, man, and that ought to you know, push you. The fear is what pushes you to keep serving the Lord. You know, ultimately, if you left this truth, you can't have no fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You can't say you fear the Lord. You know, knowing what would happen to you. You know, the Lord takes one demon off of you and cleans you by way of His word, and then you go back into the world, and that demon that was on you get back on you, and it brings 7 other spirits, you know, more worse than itself. You know, hey man, you see brothers that left this truth looking crazy as hell. You will see a news article come up like, yeah, man, so and so was in a car crash, and he just, you know, almost killed 2 people. So and so was shot to death during a robbery gone wrong. You know, it be all types of ways the Lord put different men that have left His truth to death. You know, and it don't matter whether it be 2 or 3 years later. You know, the Lord requires that which is past. So He might have it set up to where you lead His truth and you be all right, you know, for a few years, and then the Lord meet you with death, man, or a sore judgment. So man, being in this truth can be challenging. You know, it can be a very challenging experience, man. But that's what it's set up for. It's set up, you know, to be very, very difficult to sift out those who are not really meant to, you know, be a part of the congregation ultimately. You know, because Satan gonna sift you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna catch hell, man. But you just gotta be like, you know what? I'm catching hell because I'm a son of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You can't look at it like, damn, the Lord just hard on me, man. I'm just, you know, you can't look at it like that. Whatever the hell you going through, it could always be worse. You know, because the Lord ain't rewarding us according to our iniquities. You know, he actually being easy. He taking it easy on us. You know, so call Haloyim La Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for that. Whatever judgment you face, man, you actually deserve worse than what you get. You deserve, that's what you ought to think about, man. That might be a lesson. You deserve worse than what you're going through, and that's all of us. You know, the scriptures tell you how our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. You know, so it's through faith and through our works that we gonna be delivered, man. We gonna be judged according to that, you know. Another thing is, you know, health. You know what I'm saying? When you in the world, man, Jake in the world got some of the worst fucking diets. And sometimes, you know, you'll have to fight that off while you in this truth, man. Certain bad habits of eating bullshit. You know, me personally, I gotta, you know, that's something that I deal with, man. But, you know, when you get, say you go through a certain ailment or you go through a certain thing, hey, the Lord had you go through that ultimately so that you could learn to stop eating said things or stop, you might have to stop drinking so much. You might have to lay off of the sugar. You might have to go on a certain diet. Well, hey, man, that's the Lord putting the spirit on you to take care of yourself, man. You got to be at home in this body for now. You know, now, these bodies ain't coming with us. Eventually, we'll get new bodies, but you got to take care of what you got. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't, you know, being in this truth, man, you know, you become somewhat of a, eventually, man, hey, from what I can see, man, mostly the men of the Lord, man, we healthy, man. You know, we try to eat as healthy as we can. Ain't nothing wrong with you having a little bit of sugar sometimes, but, you know, you got to change your diet, man. You got to go from Esau's medicine to the Lord's medicines. Because Esau's medicine is these pharmaceutical drugs which actually harm you and do more damage to your organs than they do anything. You know, whereas you got just things that come from the earth that are actually meant to go into your body and fix certain things, man. You know? An example is how they'll tell you, yeah, well, we got this new allergy pill. We got this new allergy pill, but if you take it, the side effects is heart disease and you might have to get a foot amputated. You know what I'm saying? Why in the hell would you market this to somebody? You know, but that's what they do. You know, they got a cure for cancer already. They got a cure for AIDS already, man. There's a cure for herpes already. But they don't want to tell anybody that. They don't want to put that out there because that will, you know, destroy their money-making scheme, which is keeping people unhealthy. You know, man, hey, half the shit, 75% of the shit in the grocery store is poison. But that's what we got. So you gotta, you know, Elder Kazaka always say this, man, you gotta get the best of the worst because we still eat nothing but bullshit. This man has poisoned literally everything. Hey, putting it, and via those chemtrails that they put in the air, you know? This is Isaiah 24:4. I'm gonna start at verse 3. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh have spoken this word. And ultimately that's talking about, you know, the missiles. You know what I'm saying? But because of the wickedness of Esau Edom, you know, the land mourneth, man. You can't you know, get your fruit to really bear any true nutrients. You know, man, hey, this place needs to be rebirthed, man. You know, you got to think, man. You're not gonna smell piss walking up and down in the streets in the kingdom of heaven. You're not gonna see people laying in their filth, man. Our people, in particular, you're not gonna see Jake around here run down by Esau's society. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see as much death as you see now. But what you see now is a result of of the 2/3 of their wickedness. You know, because we were those of us who are in this truth, we not perfect, but we push to be, and we repent, and we try to, you know, we trying to get our shit together. 2/3 don't give a damn, man, and they are growing gross. You know, they're waxing worse and worse in their wickedness, and there's a judgment for this. Famine being one of them. You know, and this famine that these people are going to create, a lot of people are going to die in the days to come, man. Via that famine, pestilence, and all of these are judgments that are coming from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, Hosea 4:6 goes into how, you know, the Lord has a controversy with his people, in particular, a controversy with the land. You know, so 2/3 of our people are going to have to answer for all of the bullshit that they into right now, man. You know, if you're a man of the Lord, 95% of what you see pisses you off. You know, because we in that same spirit that Lot was in. You know, being vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You know, Sexy Red, man, and I get on her because she's an industry plant, and they push her on everybody. You know, man, this bitch just had a baby. And the day afterwards, she talking about, I want to go on the street with the guys, smoking a goddamn cigar with weed in it, man. These are our women. So, man, hey, if you got any damn sense, man, you would stay the hell away from the black woman. You know, these are our women, tattooed up and smoking. You know what I'm saying? You know, tattoos are off according to the scriptures. You're not supposed to make any markings or cuttings in your flesh according to the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, and usually you would have saw back in the day Jake that went to prison getting maybe 1 or 2 tattoos, but Jake outdoing themselves. These niggas is tattooed from literally head to fucking toe, man. They got their goddamn leg tattooed. They got their whole back tattooed. Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is gonna destroy you niggas, man. You know, the nation of Israel was actually set up, you know what I'm saying, to be an example, and this is the example that you see. 2/3 of our people are completely bugged out of their fucking mind. You know, and you know, I just don't see no point in you being literally tattooed from head to toe. What's the point in that? You know, that says a lot about you. You know, you can't expect it. You can't expect to get a good damn job with tattoos all over your fucking face, man. The shit's just is disgusting. You know, and that's how these women are, man. Most of these women got tattoos on their face. They got tattoos every damn where. That shit's unattractive to a real man. Now, to one of these 2/3 niggas out here, man, yeah, maybe, you know, they cool with it, cause y'all vibrate on the same very low level. You know, but man, as a man of the Lord, man, you see a woman with tattoos and a blunt in her mouth, man, that shit is a turn off. Hey, go that way. You know, you deal with one of these women of the other nations, man, and a lot of Jake, man, they have women who are not of the tribes. You know, and even if they are, you know, they confusing the face women, you better off getting you a confusing the face Edomite or one of them other nations, man, one of them heathens. You know, because they're actually raised up to you know, now the ones who are over here in Babylon, they probably over here so that they can, you know, have a certain amount of freedom. Because over there in their country, they don't get to have phones, they don't get to have cars, you know, it's very, very ancient, you know, and over there in the East. You know, they still kind of keep the ways of the old world. But, you know, a lot of them women, they come over here, man, them Eastern European women, they love Jake, you know. You know, them Russian women, them Ukrainian women, a lot of them came over here and got with a Jake, man. Got with a so-called black man, Latino and Native American man, you know. You know, they love Jake, man. So you'll be doing yourself a disservice to not actually experience that, because you see brothers getting these different women of these different nations and brothers who are in the truth. That is literally an example of what's to come. You know, and they hold on Jake, they hold on your arm like, man, I got me a real man. You know what I'm saying? So You'll be doing yourself a disservice to keep dealing with the so-called black woman, man. She completely out of order, and man, shit. You know, very, very masculine. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta think. Anything a woman is putting into her body, this shit gotta come out. You know, so these women, man, I could imagine, you know, that's why these women stink, man. And I'm mainly talking about the daughters of Zion, you so-called black women, you Judite women. You know, all you women of the tribes that follow after them as well. You know, they drink like a goddamn fish. They smoke. They eat some of the most abominable things, and they wonder why they got a damn smell to them. You know, what you eat, man, that becomes what you are. You know, and these women wonder why they smell a certain type of way, man. You eat the bottom feeders of the ocean, eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. It don't matter how good they dress that shit up. It used to be prison food. You know what I'm saying? You know, it used to literally be prison food. So it's not a delicacy, you know? It's an abomination. This is Isaiah 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. So because of the wickedness of this world, man, the Lord is allowing the earth to be turned upside down. But when Yahushua comes back, the earth is gonna be turned right side up, man. You know, everything's gonna be refreshed. But right now, man, you know, we living in hell, man. This is hell. You gotta think, you gotta buy clean water, because the water that they actually giving you is poison and it's filled with microplastics. You know, you can go on and on about how out of order things are. You know, the point is, we need deliverance, man. We need to get the hell out of here. We don't need another 10 years here. We don't need another year here. If you ask the men of the Lord, we be hoping that every year we hope this the last Pesach. Man, Jake ready to get the hell out of here, man, because when you actually muse upon all of the poison that we are surrounded by, man, it's because of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that we ain't been utterly destroyed, man. You know, the Lord is actually shortening the days for the sake of the elect. Because if he don't, it ain't gonna be no flesh left to save. Hey, thus saith the Holy Scriptures. This man is poisoning everything. And not to mention, if you took that jump shot, you know, you in trouble. And I don't really want to get it too much into that, because, you know, even though it's news out there about how that shit has killed people, it's, you know, destroyed people's immune systems. You know, and we talking about, you know, the jump shot, man. You know what I'm saying? We talking about basketball. I ain't talking about nothing medical. But anyway, you know, if you get it, you get it, man. You know, these are the times that we living in, though. You got to talk around certain shit. You can't even literally address certain things because they got the YouTube goon squad set up that attacks the truth, whether it be from the scriptures or whether it be just from a regular person putting certain things out there, you know? So, man, hey, with that, man, hey, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and close this street teaching out, you know? Hey, you know, all praises, honor, and glory is due, as always, to Yahweh, Allahayanahu Bahashem, Mashiach Yahushua. You know, double honors again to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in these scriptures. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth out in truth and sincerity, you know, out on the highways and the byways, because that's where you're going to find the truth. You know, you're not going to find it in the synagogue, man. You're not going to find it in a church. You got to come out here to this private gathering in a public place if you want to learn the scriptures, you know. So, hey, reach out to the prophets, man. You know, leave comments on the videos, man, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, you know where brothers teaching that for the weekend or whatever it may be. You know, the time is short. You know, so you got to get this truth while it's available. You know, the scriptures tell you to seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Because it's going to come a point in time very, very soon where the Lord is going to hide this word and the Lord is going to hide his face. You know, so with that, man, I say shalom.